So today I wanted to do a video on plagiarism because I've been noticing a lot of so-called hyper-realistic portrait, photo portrait artists out there that have been promoting work that is obviously created taking a actual photograph and putting it on a program like Photoshop and altering it to sort of look like a drawing. Now first I want to say something about why this is a problem. I mean, besides the obvious, it's plagiarism, right? But if we look back in the earlier days before the internet exposure, artists had to work so hard. I mean, to get the kind of exposure you can get today on Instagram alone, you'd have to be an amazing artist, which probably took you, 10 to 20 years or more learning your craft and practicing. Then you'd have to have an original voice. It's not enough just to be able to imitate something you see, but you have to be able to do it in a way that's sort of more meaningful and more original to get these, at least for a gallery. A gallery is not looking for your everyday carbon copiers. Then you would have to seek out a gallery. You would have to make sure that your work is a fit with them. You would have to write or call them every day, sort of beat down their door until they gave you a shot. You would have to afford a frame and maybe a mat board. You would probably have to travel. There was all these other expenses involved in just getting to the gallery. And that's phase one. And then you'd play the gig. You would hopefully get some exposure, maybe make a sale, maybe not, probably not, at least when you're first starting off. And this would go on for years before you really got to a place, potentially, where you could be an artist with some kind of fan base. This was the process. I mean, up till even just a few years back, even really before Instagram and Facebook and things had made our artwork much more accessible to potential clients and fans. So today on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, it's not uncommon to build a fan base that could actually earn you at least some kind of revenue, some kind of career. In fact, I've seen very young people, 16, 17, even 15-year-olds that are phenomenally talented, and they've got over 50,000 fans on Instagram. And they're actually selling work, and they're doing quite well. They're doing quite well, even in regards to a much older, potentially more talented person who just doesn't know how to utilize the internet and know how to get their work out there, which is today is just a part of the game that really didn't exist some years back. So a lot of the older artists are kind of failing at this networking, this new method of networking. So if you're on something like Instagram or Facebook or even YouTube, you're bound to see some unbelievable high-end graphite work, pencil work that looks precisely like a photo. I mean, it's unbelievable, the detail, especially the macro stuff that gets right up on a specific body part or just, straight up on the face where you can see every pore, every wrinkle, every single minute detail in the face. It's just, again, unbelievable. Versus Photoshop filters, which what people are doing now is they're taking a high-end photo, a really high-quality HD photo, and they put it on something like Photoshop, and they alter it, and they have filters on there that can, if you're clever, make your photo look a hell of a lot like a drawing. Especially on the internet, it's kind of hard to tell, especially when you're looking on your phone or something like that. Now, let me say something about art as an investment, because these people are duping people. They're selling you fakes. Some of them are actually printing out copies of their Photoshop work and selling it and presenting it like as if it was a graphite print that they printed out one of their graphite pieces. So they're scamming you on that. They're scamming your money because you're buying not just the talent. You're not just paying for something that's unbelievably skillful, but you're also investing in art, which is a concept I keep coming back and trying to promote with people who are not familiar with that concept, that art is an investment. When you see someone, especially someone early in their career doing phenomenal work or beginning to do phenomenal work, that's the best time to invest in that person. If you believe that they're going to continue to rise. I mean, the difference would be like jumping on an early Dali piece right before he really took off and before people knew who he was, jumping on one of his pieces maybe for a few $100, $1,000, and then years later, you're sitting on something that's worth 6, possibly 7 figures. So what they do is they sell you fakes, they sell you prints, and often what they'll do is sell their lesser quality originals, which is a red flag when you look at these guys' Instagrams. You'll see something that is so unbelievably perfect in terms of their so-called drawing, and then you'll see something that was produced, a few weeks earlier that's not bad, perhaps, but definitely significantly lower quality. I mean, something that would sort of present a 10-year gap of extreme skill deficit. So this makes it harder for the real graphite artists to be appreciated. It makes it harder for them to promote their work and be taken and held to sort of a high esteem that they deserve, because people are now looking at this other stuff that's unbelievable and they're coming up with unrealistic expectations. Now, there are some artists that can actually create the type of photocopies that are so precise that you literally couldn't tell unless you got up to the original. But here's one of the things about that. These people are working very large. In order to get every single precise pore, hair, freckle, I mean, with a 100% precision, you have to work very large. You can't do that on an 8x10, 11x14 sheet of paper. So these people are working often 5x5 feet or larger. So that's a dead giveaway when you're looking at some of these guys' Instagrams and they're claiming a perfect photo reference or photo quality, hyper-realistic piece, and the thing is only, a sheet of paper. I mean, your pencil lead is too small to even get that kind of detail out of such a small particle of paper. It's just impossible. So here's some tips to spot a fake. Unbelievable detail, flawless perfection. That right there is the giveaway, because even with some of your best artists, we take certain liberties. We're not going to get every pore, every freckle in the right place and all these things, especially if you've seen this photo of a celebrity or something before and you have a reference photo to sort of look at and compare them. A real high-end graphite artist, we take liberties. And that's part of the beauty. We'll change a little bit. A few of the hairs will be out of place, or we'll tweak the photo. I think the most highest-end artists actually tweak the photo to make it sort of come alive even better in graphite as it translates to graphite from photo. Another dead giveaway is no works in progress, or WIPs as we call them. When you go to an Instagram account and there's just this perfect photo of a graphite piece and you're questioning it, look for works in progress. See something that shows you it coming along, because these guys can't show you that because obviously they didn't have a work in progress. They just took a photo, threw it on Photoshop, altered it, and then threw it on their Instagram account and sat back and received praise. Also, look at posting new artwork too much. This is something I've also noticed, where these guys are posting every week a new high-end, supposed hyper-realistic photo. And the thing about that is a high-end hyper-realistic true piece of graphite work takes anywhere from 30 to 100 or plus hours. You're not going to see a real high-end guy or girl producing that kind of quality work, twice a week, even once a week is really kind of unheard of. Look at the gaps. Look at what they're showing you is what they claim to be their work, and then go back and see the quality of the other work. If just 7 weeks ago they had produced something that's, unbelievably lesser quality, then they're probably lying to you. So again, this is important to me because, like I said, it's duping people, it's lying to people, it's plagiarism, it's a scam, right out scam. And it's undermining the work of really skilled, high-end, true graphite artists that are out there struggling, trying to better their work. And you have a guy that just comes along and just fakes it. I think in the art community, we got to sort of call these people out. There are people that will, Instagram used to be able to report this and they would pull the people's sites, but now it's beginning to become very difficult to call these people out and prove that what you're saying is a fake is in fact a fake. So if you guys see these fake artists out there promoting fake work, call them out, point them out in the comments, report them if you have to, let them know that you're onto the crap. All right, guys, take it easy.